the back of the carpet. What are we looking at here?
We're looking at that same photograph that we just observed, but this time I put a scale down showing the size and dimensions of that possible blood stain.
People's Exhibit 502.
This is a further zoomed in photograph of that same area.
Now, as you explained, noticing that you likely think that it may be blood, are you going to blue star these areas?
No, when we are using Blue Star, we will exclusively use that for latent blood stains. And the reason is if you have visible blood stains, you can sample that and test it later. However, you do not have that opportunity with latent blood stains because they are invisible, you can't see them. So if we were to have visible blood stains, all we're doing is diluting it further for any subsequent DNA testing. So when we saw this, we didn't want to test it any further. We wanted to cut it out and collect it in a way that it would be preserved best as possible.
Your Honor, permission to approach the witness with what has been marked as People's Exhibit 503 and 504, previously inspected by the defense.
You may.
This one was 503.
Oh, okay, 504 then. And in terms of People's Exhibit 504, do you recognize it as well in the same way?
Yes, this is the carpet sample from that second area of possible blood stains we observed. I separated them out because there was enough of a delineation between the one blood stain pattern, possible blood stain pattern, and the second one. So this is that carpet and that padding, again, with the label and the additional tape seals that it is the same item.
And would you say that's in the substantially same condition as when you last collected it?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time we would move for the admission of People's Exhibits 503 and 504.
No objection. Exhibits 503 and 504 will be admitted. Go ahead.
Mr. Leeward, I handed you People's Exhibits 510 and 511. We'll take those to start. How do you recognize those?
These are photographs that I took during the second visit of the outlet cover in that southeast corner of the southeast bedroom.
And are they a fair and accurate depiction of what you observed that day?
Yes, they are.
Your Honor, permission to admit People's.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, permission to approach?
You may.
So this is the first, just please describe what we're talking about there.
Sure. This is an actual live cartridge of Hornady ammunition. You'll see the projectile or the bullet is the copper colored portion sticking out at this side here. The cartridge case is the silver or nickel colored portion on this side here. You can see in this profile picture, the nose of the bullet located right here has a material that's placed inside. This particular type of bullet is referred to as a hollow point bullet.
Thank you. You may all be seated. Court will recall 20 CR 1358, People versus Letecia Stauch. Record should reflect the jury has returned to the courtroom. When we took our break, we were in the midst of the direct examination of Ms. Bell. That's where we will resume.
So, Ms. Bell, we still have People's Exhibit 380 up on the TV screen. With regards to these placards A, B, and C that you just pointed out prior to the break, Are they in a direction from the door to where there are some, looks like some 2x4s on the ground there?
So if you're referring to the lower left corner of the photograph, yes, there are some long 2x4s in that area of the garage. Over on the right hand side of that photograph, there appears to be yellow softballs inside that blue bucket.
And on the left side of the photograph, there appears to be some kind of bag that says Easton or, right?
Yes, on the left side of the photograph on top of the green box.
We go now to 381, please. What do we see in 381?
People's Exhibit 381 is actually a photograph taken standing inside the laundry room, so we can see the tile floor, looking down at the stairs. And in the center of the photograph, we can see that sticker scale that I mentioned previously, and that was the placard A, so the possible blood stains that were observed there.
And just so Christian Luer just testified, he processed this garage on February 3rd. Obviously, you did this on January 29th. Did you do the blue star in the garage at that time, or did you note this blood just from your naked eye?
So this was visible blood, so it was documented because we could see it without any type of chemical processing. And when I responded, I did not do or use Blue Star in the garage.
And so we can go to 382 now. What do we see in People's Exhibit 382?
People's Exhibit 382 is a close-up photograph of the possible blood stains identified using placard A.
Ready to do some more exercise if you can get out and just show the jury exactly where the blood's located in this particular photograph.
So we can see some dark staining throughout the center area of this photograph. Here, we can also see some slight discoloration over the left side of it.
I know we're going to talk about how you swab these, but why don't we do it with placard A so you can kind of just show the jury what you did to collect this blood so that it could be tested
So
at a later time.
So to collect a sample of any biological fluid, we have a package that is sealed of 2 sterile cotton tip swabs. So that's opened at the time that we're ready to collect this, or where we can see, again, the 2 sticker scales that were on the garage floor. We're close to those 2x4s that were previously mentioned.
384?
People's Exhibit 384 is now a close-up photograph of the possible blood stains identified using placard B.
Could you point those out with a pointer, please?
Yes.
What kind of stain it is. You alluded to transfer stains when we were in the garage.
Not necessarily, at least on the upper side of the carpet, due to the texture of the carpet. Looking on the other side, the fact that it's gone through.
Yeah, we just have one other issue to bring up.
Go ahead.
Are you ready for it now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. It's come to our attention.
Hold on just.
Okay.
She can go ahead and go, and we'll see her back on that. Okay, Mr. Allen.
It's come to our attention that during I think mostly the afternoon session of witnesses today, that the defendant has been flipping the bird potentially to witnesses or to our family that are here for Gannon. And there have been pictures that have been passed to me during this process. One, it's disrespectful to this court. It's disrespectful to this process. And I would ask the court to admonish her to refrain from acting this way in the future during the pendency of this case.
Okay. I've not seen any of that, but on the other hand, the defendant is to my far right. I can see her some on a screen, but I'll just take it as is. Ms. Stauch, what you need to understand is that I can control the conduct of an awful lot of people in the courtroom, including yours. And don't do that. Don't show that kind of, don't be making disrespectful gestures to witnesses, to people, to family members, anything like that. You need to understand that if that continues, I can have you removed and the trial will continue without you. And you will sit in a holding cell in this building, and every time we take a break, I'll bring you back up to ask whether or not you can conform your conduct to what I'm requiring. If you choose to act in a disruptive behavior or disruptive fashion, I'll just have you removed and we'll continue on without you. And then we'll check and see if you want to come back and behave in a respectful manner. So I'll just leave it at that, and we will see where we are on Monday. All right. All right, court will be in recess. You can leave everything here. The only thing that I for sure want to have locked up is the gun and the ammunition. I don't ever leave that out. So that we need to make sure gets into a locker somewhere or into an evidence closet somewhere. Other than that, we'll see everybody 9 o'clock on Monday morning.
All rise.
Gary.